Life sometimes brings you to a profound, disorienting moment where the reality you've meticulously constructed no longer feels like home. It's as if the familiar walls of your existence, your routines, relationships, and environment have become too small, too foreign to contain the fullness of who you are becoming. Yet, simultaneously, the life your soul yearns for, vibrant with purpose and possibility, remains just out of reach, a shimmering vision not yet fully realized. This in-between space, where you're neither fully anchored in the old nor living in the new, is what's called the quantum gap. It's a sacred, unsettling territory marked by quiet friction and a deep inner knowing that you were made for more. This isn't a place of failure or confusion, as it might first appear, but rather a potent threshold, a prelude to a transformative leap that can redefine your entire existence. In this quantum gap, you may wake each day to the same patterns, the same physical surroundings, and the same skin that feels like an outdated version of yourself. The habits that once served you now feel like chains, and the life you've built, while familiar, no longer resonates with the pulse of your soul's deeper calling. This dissonance can feel heavy, like a tug of war between the comfort of the known and the pull of a future you can sense but not yet touch. Perhaps you've glimpsed this future in fleeting moments, dreams that stir your heart, meditations that spark clarity, or instances when your pulse quickens with the excitement of what could be. Yet the question lingers. Why does this dreamed reality still feel so distant? This gap is not a punishment or a sign of being lost. It's a sacred invitation to pause and listen. It's the universe signaling that you're on the cusp of a quantum leap, a shift not just in circumstances but in your very being. The tension you feel is a call to action, urging you to choose whether to cling to the familiar or to step boldly into the unknown. You're not alone in this space. Anyone who feels this inner tug has already entered it. What you do in this moment, how you respond to this friction, will shape everything that follows, setting the stage for a leap into a life aligned with your soul's truth. In the journey of transformation, the discomfort you experience in the quantum gap is not a flaw to be fixed, but a powerful signal of growth. As you stand between the life you've known and the one your soul craves, you may notice that habits once comforting now feel stifling, like clothes that no longer fit. Conversations that used to spark joy or fill time now ring hollow, lacking the depth your spirit seeks. Even the version of yourself that once felt secure begins to feel like a costume, too tight and outdated for the person you're becoming. This unease, far from being a setback, marks the beginning of a profound recalibration, a quiet dismantling of the old to make way for the new. This discomfort is not random. It's the friction of your soul stretching beyond the confines of your current reality. It's the precursor to a breakthrough, not a chaotic collapse, but a subtle, sacred unraveling. The routines that once grounded you may now feel like they're holding you back, and the environments you inhabit might seem misaligned with the expansive vision stirring within. This isn't a sign of failure, but a testament to your evolution. Your soul is signaling a misalignment between where you are and where you're meant to go, urging you to acknowledge the gap between your present actions and your deeper truth. This phase, often mistaken for stagnation, is a dynamic process of shedding. The breakdown you feel is not destruction, but a clearing, a release of patterns and identities that no longer serve your higher purpose. It's as if your inner compass is recalibrating, pointing you toward a frequency that resonates with your authentic self. The weight of this moment comes from the tension of holding on to the familiar while being pulled toward the unknown. Yet, this tension is sacred. It's the crucible where transformation is forged. Embracing this discomfort as a catalyst rather than a curse allows you to see it as the first step toward alignment. It's a call to lean into the friction, to listen to what it reveals about your desires and fears. This is not about forcing change, but about trusting the process of becoming. The breakdown is not an end. It's the fertile ground where your breakthrough takes root, preparing you for the quantum leap into a reality that reflects your soul's deepest calling. The space between the life you currently live and the one your soul envisions is not a void of confusion, but a sacred crucible where alignment is born. This in-between is the quantum gap, a realm of quiet tension where you're neither fully rooted in your old reality nor fully immersed in the dreamed one. Far from being a place of lack or uncertainty, it's a dynamic field pulsing with potential, where the friction you feel is a sign of your soul stretching toward its true expression. This is not a mistake or a detour. It's the fertile ground where your transformation begins, a space that holds the energetic blueprint of your next chapter. In this in-between, you may sense a restless pull, a dissonance between the habits, environments, or relationships that define your present and the deeper calling that stirs within. This tension is not a barrier, but energetic data, a clear signal from your soul highlighting the misalignment between your current actions and your authentic self. It's as if your inner being is whispering, "This is not all you are." The discomfort of this space is a guide, showing you where your life no longer resonates with the frequency of your higher purpose. It's an invitation to pause, listen, and realign. Rather than a place of stagnation, this in-between is a vibrant threshold where you're being asked to stretch beyond the familiar. It's where you begin to shed the layers of an outdated identity, habits that confine, beliefs that limit, and patterns that no longer serve. This stretching is not about forcing change, but about allowing yourself to expand into the version of you that already exists in the quantum field. The gap is not empty. It's alive with possibility, a portal where your choices, thoughts, and vibrations start to shape the reality you're called to embody. To navigate this space is to embrace its sacred power. It's not about rushing to escape the tension, but about honoring it as a catalyst for growth. Every moment you spend here, feeling the tug of what could be, is an opportunity to align more deeply with your truth. This in-between is where you learn to trust the process, to see the friction as a sign of evolution. It's the birthplace of coherence, where your soul's vision begins to take form, preparing you for the leap into a life that reflects who you truly are. True transformation unfolds not through grand dramatic events, but through subtle shifts in your vibrational frequency. In the quantum gap, where you stand between your current life and the one your soul desires, the key to leaping forward lies in aligning with the reality that's already calling you. This isn't about chasing external changes or waiting for the perfect moment. It's about embodying the energy of your future self in the present. By altering how you observe yourself in the world, shifting your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs, you tune into the frequency of the life you're meant to live, collapsing it into your reality. In quantum terms, everything is energy, and your consciousness acts as the observer that shapes what manifests. When you cling to old patterns or view yourself through a lens of limitation, you reinforce the same reality. But when you choose to see yourself as capable, worthy, and aligned with your vision, you send a new signal to the quantum field. This shift isn't superficial. It's a deep, intentional recalibration of your inner state. It's about feeling, thinking, and acting as the version of you who already inhabits your dreamed life, even before the outer world reflects it. This process requires you to let go of the need for external validation and trust the power of your internal frequency. The quantum field doesn't respond to what you merely want. It mirrors who you are being. If your emotions are anchored in fear or doubt, they override your conscious desires, keeping you tethered to the past. But when you cultivate emotions, like gratitude, confidence, and peace, you align with the vibration of your higher self, magnetizing possibilities that resonate with that state. Vibrational transformation is subtle yet profound. It's not about forcing outcomes, but about creating coherence between your mind, heart, and actions. Small intentional choices, like pausing to breathe with purpose, reframing a limiting belief, or moving with confidence, build this coherence. These acts reprogram your energetic broadcast, signaling to the universe that you're ready for a new reality. The leap happens not when everything aligns externally, but when you align internally, becoming a living embodiment of your vision. This is the essence of the quantum shift. You don't wait for the world to change. You change your frequency, and the world follows. To bridge the quantum gap between your current reality and the life your soul craves, you must embody the version of yourself who already lives that dream. This begins with a powerful question. Who is the future you? How do they think, move, and breathe? What do they refuse to tolerate? What opportunities do they attract effortlessly? This isn't a distant fantasy. In the quantum field, this version of you already exists, vibrant and real. The key to collapsing this reality into your present is to stop chasing it and start vibrating as that self now, aligning your energy with their frequency. Embodying your future self means shedding the outdated signal of your past identity, those familiar thoughts, habits, and doubts that anchor you to old timelines. Instead, you intentionally adopt the mindset and behaviors of the person who has already arrived. Ask yourself, what would they choose in this moment? How would they respond to challenges? This practice isn't about pretending, but about training. You're being to resonate with a higher vibration, one that matches the life you're called to live. The quantum field doesn't distinguish between what's real and what's imagined. It responds to the signal you transmit. If you're stuck in patterns of fear, scarcity, or self-doubt, you broadcast a frequency that perpetuates your current reality. But when you think, feel, and act as your future self, carrying their confidence, clarity, and purpose, you send a new signal, one that the field recognizes and mirrors. This might mean making decisions with boldness, setting boundaries with ease, or cultivating joy in the present, as if your dream life is already unfolding. This embodiment is a moment-by-moment choice to align with your soul's truth. It's not about perfection, but persistence, choosing to show up as this elevated self even when the external world hasn't yet caught up. By doing so, you create a feedback loop with the quantum field, where your actions reinforce your new identity, and the field responds with synchronicities and opportunities. The gap closes not because you've forced it, but because you've become the person who naturally lives that reality. This is your power, to stop waiting for permission and start being the future you, collapsing the dream into now through every aligned choice. The quantum gap between your current life and the reality your soul desires is not an empty void, but a bridge woven from your moment-by-moment choices, beliefs, and energetic alignments. This bridge isn't found outside you, in external achievements or perfect circumstances, but within, constructed through the vibrations you cultivate daily. The quantum leap isn't a distant event you plan or wait for. It's a state of becoming, activated by aligning your thoughts, feelings, and actions with the frequency of the life you're called to live. Every choice you make either reinforces the past or reaches toward the future. When you cling to familiar patterns, doubts, fears, or habits that no longer serve, you anchor yourself to old timelines. But when you choose to act from the perspective of your future self, even in small ways, you lay another plank on the bridge. These choices don't need to be grand. They can be as simple as pausing to reframe a negative thought, setting an intention before a routine task, or deciding to respond with courage instead of hesitation. Each aligned action is a vibrational signal to the quantum field, declaring your readiness for a new reality. The field responds to consistency, not perfection. It's not about making one monumental decision, but about accumulating micro-choices that resonate with your higher purpose. These choices shape your beliefs, which in turn shape your frequency. For instance, choosing to believe you're worthy of your dreams despite external evidence shifts your energy. Acting from that belief, whether by speaking with confidence, creating space for growth, or letting go of what no longer aligns, builds momentum across the bridge. The leap happens not when everything is perfectly aligned, but when you decide to align yourself. Becoming is a subtle, ongoing process, not a single dramatic moment. It's in how you hold your vision in moments of doubt, how you choose trust over fear, and how you embody the energy of your future self in the present. This bridge of choices is dynamic, built through intentional acts like speaking kindly to yourself, curating environments that reflect your aspirations, or releasing relationships that dim your light. Each step across this bridge is a declaration to the quantum field that you're ready to collapse a new reality. The power lies in recognizing that this bridge is always accessible. You don't need external permission or a perfect moment to start crossing it. The field is always listening, responding to the frequency you emit through your choices. If you hesitate, justifying old patterns out of comfort or fear, you reinforce the past. But when you choose to act with purpose, infusing even mundane tasks like drinking water or walking with intention, you send a signal that aligns with your soul's vision. This process is not about forcing outcomes, but about cultivating coherence between your inner and outer worlds. The quantum leap is not a destination you reach after crossing the bridge. It's the act of becoming the person who walks it. Every choice to believe in your potential, to feel the emotions of your future self, or to act with integrity strengthens this alignment. Over time, these micro-choices compound, reshaping your reality as the field mirrors your new vibration. To cross this bridge, ask yourself, what choice would my future self make right now? What belief can I release that no longer serves? What small action can I take to embody my vision? These questions guide you toward alignment, turning the gap into a pathway. The leap is not something you achieve. It's something you live into, breath by breath, choice by choice. By consistently choosing to vibrate at the frequency of your desired reality, you make the leap inevitable, collapsing the life you dream of into the now. The quantum leap requires a profound release, a symbolic death of the version of you crafted for survival, not expansion. In the quantum gap, where you stand poised between your current reality and the life your soul seeks, transformation demands shedding the outdated identity that no longer aligns with your higher purpose. This isn't about erasing your worth or dreams, but dismantling the energetic scaffolding of old stories, habits, and beliefs that tether you to a smaller self. This process feels like loss because it is a cellular, sacred transformation that clears space for your true essence to emerge. The identity you've carried, shaped by inherited narratives, past choices, or the need for safety, has built your current reality with precision, even if unconsciously. It's the voice of the people-pleaser, the overthinker, or the doubter who craved certainty to feel secure. Letting go of this self isn't a simple mindset shift. It's a deep, vibrational unwinding. Old habits may suddenly feel empty. Friendships may fade, and you might feel disoriented as if the ground beneath you is shifting. This isn't regression. It's a clearing, a sacred collapse of the survival self to make way for the expansive you. This dismantling can feel raw, even painful, as you release patterns like seeking external validation or clinging to control. Yet, this discomfort is holy ground, where the quantum field begins to respond to who you're becoming, not who you were. The collapse isn't destruction, it's liberation, unraveling the energetic coating of fear, scarcity, or unworthiness that has kept you bound to old timelines. As these layers dissolve, you create space for a new blueprint, one of freedom, coherence, and alignment with your soul's truth. To navigate this, approach the process with compassion. Ask, what part of me is still holding on to old stories? What habits keep me small to stay safe? This spiritual surgery requires honesty, not shame. Each release, whether a limiting belief, a draining relationship, or a self-sabotaging pattern, is a step toward embodying your higher self. The quantum field mirrors your current vibration, so letting go is an energetic choice to stop identifying with I'm not ready and start acting from I'm already becoming. This sacred death paves the way for rebirth, where the leap becomes not just possible, but inevitable, as you align with the frequency of your destined reality. Quantum mechanics and observation. In the quantum gap, your reality is shaped by the principles of quantum mechanics, where your consciousness acts as the observer collapsing infinite possibilities into a single experience. Just as a quantum particle exists in multiple states until observed, your life's potential exists in a superposition of outcomes. Your identity, your habitual thoughts, emotions, and beliefs determines which reality you manifest. When you constantly see yourself as struggling, unworthy, or stuck, you collapse the same limited timelines repeatedly, not because they're fated, but because your observation reinforces them. In quantum terms, the act of observation isn't passive, it's creative. Your inner narrative, What you believe about yourself and the world acts like a lens, selecting which possibilities solidify. If you view yourself through fear or scarcity, the quantum field reflects those distortions, delivering experiences that match. But when you shift your observation to one of capability, worth, and possibility, you collapse new realities. This isn't wishful thinking, it's physics. The field doesn't judge your beliefs as true or false. It simply responds to the frequency you emit. To change your reality, you must change how you observe yourself. Persistently identifying as the one who fails or falls short entangles you with those outcomes. Instead, observe yourself as the version living your desired life, confident, aligned, and whole. This shift requires rewiring your inner dialogue. For example, replace "I'm not enough" with "I'm learning to embody my potential." Such reframing isn't just positive thinking, it's a vibrational instruction to the field, redirecting which timeline you manifest. This process demands awareness and honesty. Ask, what assumptions do I carry about myself? What emotions do I practice daily? If they're rooted in limitation, they're collapsing unwanted realities. The field mirrors your being, not your hopes, so aligning your observation with your soul's truth is key. By consciously choosing to see yourself as powerful and ready, you disentangle from past frequencies and resonate with new possibilities. This is the quantum secret. You're not a victim of reality, but its co-creator. Each moment you observe yourself differently, through courage, trust, or joy, you collapse a new world, step by step, into form. The quantum leap isn't a single, dramatic event, but a series of small, intentional micro-actions that align your frequency with the reality you seek. In the quantum gap, where you hover between your current life and your soul's vision, transformation happens through consistent, purposeful choices that build vibrational coherence. These micro-actions, subtle shifts in thought, behavior, and energy, carry profound power, signaling to the quantum field that you're ready to embody your future self. The universe doesn't reward force. It responds to the harmony of your mind, heart, and actions. Start with ritual over routine. Infuse daily tasks with meaning. When you dress, ask, what would my future self wear? When you drink water, set an intention for clarity or courage. These acts, though small, carry a frequency that shifts your energy. Next, conduct an environmental audit. Your surroundings hold the memory of your past self. Rearrange a space, clear clutter, or add elements that reflect your desired reality. Each change tells the field you're evolving. Belief tracking is another key practice. Observe your thoughts without judgment, noticing patterns like, "I'm not ready," or "this is too hard." Gently reframe them to, "I'm choosing growth," or "ease is possible," rewriting the vibrational instructions you send. Embodied visualization amplifies this process. Don't just imagine your future. Feel it in your body. Before deciding, pause and ask, what would my future self choose? Then act from that place, whether it's speaking with confidence or setting a boundary. These actions aren't about perfection, but about training your energy to align with your vision. Even lighting a candle with intention or walking while mentally rehearsing your new identity shifts the field. Each micro-action is a vote for your future, building coherence between who you are now and who you're becoming. The power of these micro-actions lies in their emotional weight and energetic integrity. They're not empty gestures, but choices infused with presence. By consistently acting from your higher self's frequency, you create a feedback loop with the field, collapsing new possibilities into reality. The leap isn't a distant goal. It's the cumulative effect of these small, aligned moments. Every intentional choice, however quiet, reshapes your vibration, making your dream life not just possible, but inevitable. Becoming the leap. The quantum leap is not a distant destination or a singular event. It's a vibrational state you embody by becoming the version of yourself who already lives your desired reality. In the quantum gap, the leap isn't something you chase or achieve. It's who you are in every moment of alignment. It's the frequency of coherence, where your thoughts, emotions, and actions resonate with your soul's vision. This transformation unfolds quietly, through persistent choices to live as your higher self, radiating the energy of a life already in motion. Becoming. The leap means letting go of the need to force outcomes or seek external proof. Instead, you trust the subtle power of your inner shift. The quantum field responds to your vibration, not your striving, so you focus on being, thinking, feeling, and moving as the person who has already crossed into their dream life. This might look like carrying yourself with confidence, speaking with clarity, or choosing peace over anxiety, even when the external world hasn't yet shifted. Each moment you embody this frequency, you collapse new possibilities into reality. The process is anchored in presence and intention. When you brush your teeth, do it with the awareness of your future self. When you enter a room, radiate the energy of someone who belongs in their envisioned life. These aren't performances, but acts of remembrance, reconnecting with the truth that your dream reality is already yours in the quantum field. The leap happens not when the world changes, but when you consistently vibrate as the person who lives that change. This alignment creates a magnetic pull, drawing synchronicities, connections, and opportunities that reflect your new frequency. The field isn't waiting for you to be perfect, it's waiting for you to be true. By choosing to act from trust, gratitude, and purpose, especially in quiet, unseen moments, you accelerate the collapse of your desired reality. The leap is inevitable when you stop asking when and start living now. You're not preparing for the leap. You're already in it, becoming the proof of your transformation with every aligned breath, thought, and step.